At my wife's party, her coworker challenged me, but he didn't know who I was. My name is Alex, and I'm a security consultant in my late 30s living in Chicago. I've been in this line of work for a while now, but my story really begins with my wife's career. The night of my wife's corporate party, I was there purely to support her. My wife Olivia had been talking about the event for weeks, a big networking opportunity, with all the higher-ups and co-workers from her marketing agency. I didn't know many people there, and honestly, I preferred it that way. I dressed smartly, kept a calm demeanor, and chose to let her shine while I stayed in the background. My purpose was to be the supportive husband, not to seek attention. As we walked in, the music and chatter filled the space. Olivia introduced me to several people, most of them pleasant and engaging in polite conversation. But then we met Marcus. He was tall, arrogant, with a smug half-smile people often wear when they feel superior to others. He shook my hand with a grip just firm enough to be a challenge. "So you're Olivia's husband?" he said, looking me over like I was an unexpected visitor at his private club. I nodded, keeping my tone level. "That's right." He surveyed me from head to toe and smirked. "Must be nice not having to worry about work while your wife is out here climbing the ladder." The comment was subtle, but the condescension was obvious. I could feel Olivia tense up beside me. I just offered a slight smile and ignored it. I had dealt with men like him before, but Marcus was not finished. Over the next 30 minutes, he made a series of small digs jokes about how I must have married up, how Olivia deserved someone more ambitious, and how I probably didn't understand what it was like to be in a competitive world. The group around him chuckled awkwardly, sensing the hostility in his words, but too timid to intervene. Olivia tried to change the subject, but he kept bringing the focus back to me, almost as if he was desperate for a reaction. Finally, he took it too far. With his drink in hand, he leaned towards me and said, "You know, in this kind of crowd, it's survival of the fittest. Not everyone can handle it. Some just fade away." His tone was full of provocation. I saw him quickly glance at Olivia as if to test whether she would side with him or me. I set my glass down slowly and met his gaze. "Marcus," I said evenly, "you're right. Not everyone can handle a competitive environment, but the thing about me is I've spent the past decade succeeding in one far more ruthless than this." He tilted his head, part interested, part doubtful. "Oh yeah, doing what?" I smiled, calm and composed. "Special Forces, 10 years, multiple tours overseas. Then private security consulting for high-profile clients. My job was, literally, to outsmart, outmaneuver, and outperform people who wanted me dead. So you'll forgive me if I'm not impressed by your office politics." His smirk vanished, and the atmosphere around us instantly changed. There was a brief silence before someone else nervously laughed. Marcus tried to regain his composure, but I could see the color drain from his face. He muttered something about just joking and looked away, suddenly fascinated by the contents of his glass. Olivia squeezed my hand under the table, a silent thank you for my earlier restraint. For the rest of the night, Marcus kept his distance. The few times our paths crossed, his tone was suddenly respectful, almost deferential. The other guests seemed more intrigued by me now asking about my work and my travels. Although I kept my answers vague, I hadn't come here to boast. I just reminded one man that appearances can be misleading. Marcus had looked at me and seen an ordinary guy. What he failed to realize was that the most formidable people in any room are often the ones who don't need to prove it. And that night, I was more than happy to let him discover that the hard way. When we left the party, Olivia laughed softly as we walked to the car. "You didn't have to tell him everything," she said. I glanced at her with a grin. I didn't tell him everything, just enough. Driving home, I considered how easily people underestimate others based on superficial impressions. Marcus had looked at me and seen someone unremarkable. What he didn't grasp was that the most dangerous people in any room are often the ones who don't need to show it. From then on, Olivia told me, Marcus was always polite, almost overly so. He never made another hostile comment in her direction, and whenever I appeared at her office functions, he gave me a wide berth. I never held a grudge against him, but I suspect he never forgot the moment he realized he had no idea who I really. This was today's story from Home Exposed. Did you enjoy it? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments and hit subscribe so you never miss the next story.